Let's talk about our favourite films that explore what it is like to be female. Would you like me to go first?
Yeah. We're going the classic film versus.
Yeah, we're going the classic order. I am going to do a film that really spoke to me as... And it's about a 13-year-old girl living in school.
I know you.
And this is 8th grade.
I knew you'd pick it straight away.
And I've never known a film to resonate my experience in school as much as this film did. And it's a 13-year-old girl called Kayla. She's very insecure. She's in school, and it's just her experience in school and how she's shy. She's just trying to meet a boy. She's trying to get some friends. And I've never felt so seen in my life.
Can I interrupt?
Yes.
Now, this Patreon corner is the place for discussion and a bit of debate, right?
Yes, of course.
I'm going to call you out on something with all the love in the world here. Okay.
You don't think you don't think she's what it's like to be a female?
So yeah. So you've picked a film where you've said represents the female point of view or perspective or what it is to be female, but you've spoken about how it makes you feel.
Well, of course.
And how I see yourself in it rather than it being an expression of a female experience.
True. Films that are done so well are films where, regardless of who's playing the character, is something where you can see yourself in as well.
Yeah.
And I see myself in this 13-year-old girl. Am I a 13-year-old girl? No, but I resonate with all the feelings she has.
What's the sound of that? Is that the sound of you digging that hole deeper?
No. How am I digging my hole? I'm telling you exactly how I feel.
I'm telling you, I think this is a common problem with cinema generally when men or whoever try to write for women is they write themselves, and the men who go out and see those movies go out and see them and enjoy them as female films because they see themselves in the female, as opposed to it being a uniquely female voice that is about what it is to be a woman rather than...
So are you telling me that the director of this film
Bo Burnham
has written a female character, but it's him, so it doesn't count? This is our Malcolm and Marie discussion, right?
Yeah, maybe. But there is some Malcolm... Okay, well then let's get into it. So Malcolm and Marie, the big discourse about it is it's a white director and writer who has written black characters who then speak about the black experience when it comes to filmmaking. So that's a white person putting words in the mouth of a black person to speak how a black person would feel about something. The difference in this situation, though, Paul, is that what we're talking about, your topic, you brought it up, not me.
Yeah.
It wasn't about good films with female leads. You said films.
It's a female experience.
Yeah, that represent the unique female experience, right? Because otherwise, this is just an experience. Because you're saying you identify and feel seen with it because you've gone through it. Because I agree. Listen, the film is fucking great. 8th grade is wonderful. It's brilliant. But it's like it just so happens to be happening to a girl in this film, but it could so easily happen to a boy.
Well, let's see what films you choose, and I can tell you whether I think a boy can fit in that character as well.
Okay, all right. We'll come back to it. We'll swing round. I respect your choice. I just want to call you out.
I'm saying, right, this is a female character. It's a 13-year-old girl. She's insecure enough in a little swimsuit. I have never worn a swimsuit. I don't know what it's like to be in a swimsuit at a pool party, but I can still understand how she feels when she's going out there
You've been in the trunks
in front of all these people, feeling insecure that people are going to laugh at her for what she looks like or how her body is, and she's just there, just trying to express herself and be open and make friends, and she's putting herself out there, and I can appreciate that.
No, that's fine. But again, you are bringing it to I can appreciate it. It made me feel seen.
So that means
you weren't talking about good films.
So the films that you chose, right? You can't appreciate the female character in there. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, it's not about appreciate.
Because you're saying
you're talking about seeing yourself in them.
Yes,
and of course, you can see yourself in many characters.
And of course, I feel like you could see yourself in any character.
What I feel happened here is Ben didn't get to argue with anyone on the podcast. And he's got it all built up a bit, and he's now trying to.
Am I wrong? All right.
Let me just say.
I kind of agree with both of your points on this situation. But
let me just say, when you talk about your film, don't say you appreciate the character at all, because you're not allowed to.
It's not about that, mate. You know it's not. I'm not saying you can't say that.
Because I will call you out of you about
very...
you can't appreciate the female character, because that's you appreciating
all
them
I'm saying
reason.
is it was very interesting that when you said the film, very quickly you went, I felt seen, I related to it, and it became about how you felt about this female character, as opposed to how that female character embodies what it is to be a woman, which was your original suggestion.
Of course, but you can do two things.
All right, Adam, what was yours?
All right, hopefully this film's
going to come for you too.
The film my favourite one is Booksmart.
Did you appreciate them characters in that film?
I didn't feel like they were me at any point in the film, but I enjoyed very much watching them.
Oh, you did feel like it was you and your mates, didn't you? Ladding it up in a pie.
Well, I mean, that's not what the film's about, is it? It's about not doing anything and then trying to lad it up in the party.
Yeah,
but,
so it's like 8th grade, really.
But it's the path of discovery at their age and everything like that they're going for. It's just a very good, genuine, heartfelt story, and I've watched it many times, and every time I watch it, I enjoy it more and more and more, and it's just a great film. It makes you happy.
But how does it speak to the film? I agree that it does. I think it's a good call. But there's a lot of stuff in that is uniquely about being a teenage girl at that point.
Yeah.
Like sexuality.
Yeah, it's all discovering yourself, isn't it? And putting yourselves in these situations. And it's one of those only few films where you see the girls going into a party. Like, I mean, obviously, it's going to get compared to Superbad, where it's the guys at the party trying to get laid. But it's also now coming from the girls' angle with it, and them trying to get laid at this party.
Yes,
and all of that.
What was good about it wasn't like here's the female Superbad. It wasn't the same story.
It wasn't.
It's not like here's the female Ghostbusters, here's the female Oceans, whatever.
I mean, it's just set around that same thing. It's like the last day of college, which is basically what Superbad is as well. So that's why it gets those connotations. Well, not compared to that, but apart from that, that is pretty much where this film ends and that one starts, kind of. So they're not the same, but this is my favourite film. And as soon as Paul said it, I thought immediately straight away this is the film.
The other film I was going to pick, characters?
I didn't see myself in the characters, no, because I don't know if I could. I mean, you do and don't in some situations, like.
But you do in some situations.
Yeah, but not in all the situations. I didn't feel seen, okay, Paul. I didn't feel seen. The other film I was going to pick.
I didn't say you can't see yourself in the characters. You know that's not what I'm saying, you difficult bitch.
The other film I was going to pick was a film I watched last night, and Ben mentioned it briefly, was Malcolm and Marie. But I don't know if that felt. I feel like this is better for the subject that Paul gave ahead.
I'm sure we're gonna.
We'll talk about this on another day at some point.
We're going to talk about Malcolm and Marie for sure.
I honestly, generally do not see how people think this is a bad film. I feel like people are just turned off immediately when they know it's in black and white.
There was some chat about this talk about another time.
That's another conversation.
Truly get into that.
Because I feel like that is a whole subject, and
I'm just glad that there was no female superhero movie that was put up. See, that's the lazy way of doing female stories. It's like, here's a strong female character. No, you just made a superhero a female. That's all. Yes, some little girls will see themselves and say, "Oh, look, there's a female superhero too." That's fine. Okay, I get that, but it's not the female experience. So I'm glad that neither of you two said anything like that. So my film, I don't think either of you have seen it. I haven't checked. Right. The one that comes to mind is a film called The First Wives Club. It was made in 1996.
I haven't seen it.
And it's a really good comedy about. So it's Goldie Hawn, Bette Midler, Diane Keaton, and one other woman, and they all reunite. They're all like, I think, in their 50s, mid to late 50s, and they all reunite after the death of a friend from when they were younger. And when they come together, they all realise that they're divorcees, that their husbands have left them for younger women. So they decide to make a First Wives Club, the mission of which is to get revenge on the husbands who left them for these younger models. And the younger models are they're all like late teens, in their 20s. And the reason that I like it as a a representation of the female experience, or good representation of the female experience, is it's written by a woman. It's based on her book, but the entire thing is about the solidarity between the friends and the women who, late in their life, are alone in as much as they're not married and they're not connected to men, but they're actually not alone at all because they have each other and they find solidarity and friendship in one another. And they realise by the end of the film, they don't need to get so, well, no spoilers, but basically their connection and what they do together and what they do for women throughout the course of the film is much more important than getting revenge on the men who wronged them. And it becomes their story totally. And it's a very funny film and a very good film, and I haven't seen it in so long, and I really want to watch it again.
I'll put it on my list.
So come at me on that.
Paul's got nothing to say about that.
Scott gives it a 9 out of 10.
There you go. I can't remember what I give it.
Okay, well, it's directed by a man called Hugh
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah, it's directed by a man, yeah.
And it's probably got like a male gaze in it, I'm sure. So is it a male seeing himself in these First Wives Club?
The funny thing is you have to desperately claw to try and find things to say about it, whereas I'm just calling you up on what you actually said.
It's because I'm more passionate about that film, where you only rate this one a 7 out of 10.
I just checked it.
Because I'm more passionate about 8th grade, you felt like you would come at me because how strongly and how connected I feel to that film, where you don't actually care about this First Wives Club, which you were at 7 out of 10. You thought, let me just throw it in there. I just need a female
I think
film
you'll find it's an 8 out of 10, my friend.
You just changed it just now, didn't you?
I didn't.
You did, because I'm on it and it says 7 out of 10.
Well, mate, I give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm just quite happy I picked a film and you two aren't having a go at me.
Let's just say this. Julio obviously doesn't appreciate this film. He gives it a 4 out of 10. So
that's because Julio doesn't appreciate the female experience. He didn't see himself or feel seen in the wives.
We just backhanded Julio by the end of this episode.
Yeah, Julio's like, what did I do? I'm not even involved in this.
Sorry, Julio. Paul dragged you into this fight.
I was trying to back Julio up by saying it's obviously a not very good film and Ben's just picked it, but then, Ben just wanted to backslap you, Julio. I'm sorry.
And, there you go. But, it's an interesting thing. And anyway, far be it from us to say what is a good film about the female experience. Women. It is kind of like, it's like us saying which is the film that best represents the Black American experience. It's like, oh man, how can we even say it? All we can say is this is the film that helped us see through their eyes more.
It's a bit like at the end of what we just talked about, the end of Antichrist, when I said if a woman felt that film was misogynistic, then you've got to agree with it. If a woman says none of these films do, then you've got to agree with it because they're the person who knows it better inside out.
If a woman said that film is sexist and another woman said no, it's not, how can you believe them both? You can only say you felt it was sexist, you felt it wasn't, that you had different readings. Neither person's opinion on the film can factually apply to it. That's why anyone saying Antichrist was misogynistic or whatnot, nobody can put that label on the film. It's
but you
in
can't
your
you
opinion.
can't argue with either of them. You
can't argue with their opinion, no.
Yeah. And you just argue with Paul's opinion, though.
But then if
I'm a male, you can come at me.
But if someone said,
he's lost for words. Fuck me.
You've upset him.
This is startling.
I'm trying to think how to sensitively word this question. If a black person said that film was racist, made by that, if someone said Malcolm and Marie was racist, a black person said that, I felt it was racist, and another black person said it's not, then what do you say to the person who says, I'm telling you this is a racist film, I found it offensive?
You can only agree. You can't say, you wouldn't argue with them, you go, nah, that wasn't a racist film, you're overreacting here. You can't possibly do that.
If you didn't think it was racist, though, you would say, I didn't think it was racist. And then he could say, who's black?
I think the way to approach that is to say, I want you to tell me. I want to understand why you felt it was racist.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. Very grown up.
Very grown up, Paul. You're now 31 and now you're coming up with
I'm the only one grown
up
here.
Stuff.
Everyone's trying to come at each other and have arguments. I just want to be the peaceful one.
You started these arguments today, Paul. You started
this argument by suggesting a topic, and
I'm also
they're not
the one who
answering
likes to wind people up.
Yeah, I know. He intentionally picked that film and said, "Here's my point of view in it." You did the most male thing possible.
Here's the
mate.
male.
You did the most male thing possible.
Well,
it's also like, it's also like I would have said the same thing. I was going to come for anything that anyone said if I could, but like if anyone had said, Terminator 2 or Aliens, anything like that, I would have gone no, because it's just a woman in a man's role. It had to be.
Yeah.
Your rules, a female story, unique.
You cannot replace the female in that with a male and have the same story without changing it quite a bit.
Shall we do this now, very quickly, boys?
yes.
What?
Consult your Letterboxd top 100 lists.
Yeah.
And read out the first film, which is a female lead that could only be a female, really. For the purposes of the story, had to be a female.
Well, 3 Billboards comes up, but again, that was a...
Okay, well then that's it for you. Is that your first one?
Well, again, that is my first one. I give it a 10 out of 10, but I don't know. I mean, you can and you can't. If that was a husband looking for his daughter, then... I don't.
No, I think it works. I think it works as it's a woman going against the patriarchy, because everyone else in that film is a fucking man.
Yeah,
and it's her standing up to all these different men.
Yeah, I mean, there's that side of it, but yeah, I mean, it's a bit.
What number is that?
I mean, I don't really have. I can't remember. I haven't updated my list in a while. I don't have them ordered.
Mine is Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis.
You could put a male in that role.
Nah, it has to be the female babysitter.
No, why? Why does it have to be?
Because it has to, for the purpose of that film. It's the opposite to Michael's monster. Michael, the monster up against man. If you had all men in that film, it would not be scary. It's scarier because a woman is in danger.
Not necessarily.
It is, mate. That's why all the slasher films rely generally on the final girl, because we know it's about the girl surviving.
You going into thinking that women are innocent.
No, well, it's a trope that's been played out in horror films. I certainly, from our conversation on Antichrist, I'm showing that women aren't innocent of stuff.
Flip the script. We don't need women to be chased by killers.
All right, what's yours, Paul?
I've got 8th grade at number 24.
Oh, fucking hell. No, but I said it can't be unique. It's got to be a uniquely female experience.
Well, if you can pick Halloween, then I can pick 8th grade.
I don't.
See, I'm with Paul in that one.
All right. Do you want my next female lead?
Yeah.
Go on.
Blair Witch Project.
She doesn't have to be female.
Okay. Well, no one has to be female. No. Antichrist could have been about a gay couple who adopted the child. Didn't need to be about a woman. But it was.
No, but it was actually about stuff's been put on women through history. So
okay, all right. I'll keep going. You keep going down your list then, because I'm not accepting 8th grade if you're not.
My next one's Us.
Us. It's not about her being a woman, though, is it?
It's not a female lead as such. It's 2 main characters as the lead.
No, she's the lead of the film.
Even if she is the lead,
I don't remember Us enough.
It's not defined by gender. That role isn't defined by gender.
I've already got mine anyway. I've got 8th grade.
No, keep going, because I'm going down my list. All mine are horror. The next one that I've got is Aliens, and then I've got Scream, horror, typically. Then I got The Terminator.
You already told us that you can't choose.
No, I know. I'm continuing to scroll down the list. I mean, it says something, because cinema is dominated by men, so it's a bad thing. But like Alien, I have loads of films with female leads, but this speaks to the point. It's not about is there a female in the lead role. It's about, is it a female orientated story? Is it about being a woman? Is it a uniquely female point of view? And so far, no. But I would stand by Halloween as being that.
That's fine. I would stand by 8th grade. I was just trying to.
Oh, I tell you what, I finally found the one that is both a horror film and a uniquely female perspective. It's at number 59.
Midsommar.
No. Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. Okay. Has to be. It's all about Laura Palmer and how she is used and abused by these men and what becomes of her. That's the one. At number 59.
Very good.
Midsummer's next after that, though.
Is it? Yeah. I've Midsummer coming next, and then I've got Birds of Prey.
Oh, fucking hell, mate.
Should we end it there?
Yeah, I think we should end it soon.
But I think Ben's already left.
Yeah, he got it ready.
It was good anyway.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. So we hope you enjoyed that little argument / discussion with each other. I very much enjoyed it myself. And now we can relax.
Everyone will agree with Paul because it seems that every time that I have a disagreement, everyone feels sorry for you, Paul.
I know, because I'm the sweetheart.
All I'm doing is calling you out on your bullshit. That's all. It can't be left unattended.
You are mankind going against the...
I'm Mr. Nature.
The belittled people of the world, like me.
I am Mr. Nature.
You are, and you just want to hurt me.
And I want to hurt you as much as I possibly can.
Busters.